For the sake of time, for those of you who came late, I introduced myself already. My name is Tosin. I'm a professor here at Synergy University, and I teach innovative entrepreneurship and business management. If you like money, I'm your guy. Okay, because I like money too. Hi, how are you, ma'am? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Dr. Tosin. I'll meet you after the class, okay? All right. So welcome to Synergy. Welcome to Dubai. I understand this is your first time in Dubai. It's a beautiful city. Okay, I told them earlier on, I came here 16 years ago as a young boy. Now I'm blessed. I have a business, I have a family, and I'm a professor. Okay, I started from low. But that's the essence of growth. Okay, now, I will be your instructor for this course. AI for startups and business planning. Now, it is startups and business planning because these two concepts are two different things. Okay, the fact that you start a business does not mean the business will succeed. Sometimes you could start well, but terrible planning, the business still collapse. However, we're in a different era. There's something called, you need something? Okay. There's something called AI. Yes, what is AI? Okay, that's the theoretical understanding. Aha, I like where you're going. ChatGPT. Okay. It seems like you cannot have a conversation about AI without ChatGPT coming into the conversation.
It has to be said.
Okay. Let's see if we can prove that right or prove it wrong. Okay? Now, every time there's a technological change, you find theories flying around. The most common one right now is that some machines are coming to take our jobs. So it's like me versus them. But I don't think they can take my job. I don't doubt the potential of AI. AI is amazing. AI can teach everything that I can teach. But there's something that I have that AI does not have. My energy. You see? My energy makes me unique. I don't think AI can bring my drama to class. And that's why I'm human. AI has no drama, no energy. You see what I mean? Yeah. Okay? So this is what we want to be talking about today. Now, while I talk about it, I'll give you examples. I'll point you in different directions. But have one thing at the back of your mind. It is not you versus AI. It's you and AI. AI is supposed to make you better. It's not coming to take your job. It's supposed to make you better at your job. Yes. But, there's a but. If your job is a routine, AI would replace you. See what I mean? If your job does not require a little bit of productivity, creativity, analysis, innovation, AI will replace you. So the question you start asking yourself is my job a routine? Let me give you an example. When I started driving more than 20 years ago, it used to be the manual cars. Remember the stick cars, right? It was fun because I can control my speed. I can move to gear 1 to gear 6 in a space of... Then all of a sudden they said it's automatic, which means that particular function has been replaced. Why? It was just a routine. Now, they say we can actually sleep in the car. You don't even have to do anything at all. Tesla is here. You see? That's progress. And that's where AI has come to stay. So you have to start looking at your job now and ask yourself, what part of my job is a routine? That's the part that is going. You see the logic? Now, use the same understanding and let's bring that to business startup and planning. What part of business startup is a routine? And what part of business startups can AI actually replace? But before we even go into that, what is AI? You said artificial intelligence. And at some point, somebody said machine learning. At some point, somebody said a group of robots that are coming to take our job. Now, I like that, okay? But realistically, I like breaking things down. First of all, when you say something is artificial, it means what? What is intelligence then? Insights. What do you use insights for? To make better decisions. They told you you're coming to Synergy by 10 or by 11. You woke up at 6, 5, you had to prepare. Somebody gave you intelligence and you're using it to make decisions. It's that simple. They also gave me the same intelligence. I had classes today. Because I have that intelligence, we had to cancel 1 or 2 classes so the professor can be available for you. So you use your own intelligence to be prepared. I also use my own intelligence to be prepared. However, that intelligence is not artificial. It is natural. Why? Because my boss told me. It's natural intelligence. But the truth is, whether it is natural or artificial, you're supposed to utilize it for something. Now, if this guy, man-made, gives you intelligence, it becomes artificial. That's what you mean by artificial intelligence. You know, when I teach, I tell my students, I don't want to teach you things that you use in 10 years' time. If you need it in 10 years, why are you here today? See, if you need to gather intelligence that you use in 10 years' time or in 5 years' time, trust me, your brain is a USB, just to store and nothing else. The essence of knowledge or intelligence is to make better decisions going forward. If I tell you it's going to snow in Dubai for tomorrow, I'm sure your dress code will be different. Why? I just gave you intelligence. Plan something. Do with it what you like. That's what they call intelligence. Now, you begin to see AI very differently. It means every single day as humans, we are decision-making organisms. You've made several decisions today. You made a decision to be here. You made a decision to wear a white shirt. You made a decision to wear a shoe. And all these is based on intelligence. Make sense? Yes, now, let's jump into it. AI for startups and business. Now, this is my name. My name is Dr. Tosin Ekundaya. You could connect with me on LinkedIn, and we'll take it up from there. I'm an author. I've written a couple of books, about 13 different books. But my books are usually in academics because I'm an academic person, right? I write about businesses. And one of the reasons I write it is because sometimes I think the concept of business is mostly misunderstood. When you talk about business, it's beautiful. In real life, completely different. So when I write, I have a business in Dubai since 2016. I try to bring the theoretical aspect and the practical aspect together, which is something that's actually missing. And that's why I write. Okay? So, that said, now, today's session will be divided into three. Yes.
Are you in which business?
I have a consulting firm. I have a consulting firm. I help customers or businesses start up and thrive in Dubai. And I've been doing that for 10 years now. Okay? Good. Now, today's conversations will be divided into 3 sessions. 1, we want to understand this intelligence. We started talking about it already. The new human aspect and the artificial aspect. Okay, we'll talk about that. Now you have an idea. Then part 2, we'll focus on the startup itself. What you call startups. I've seen people who will tell me, I have an idea, I'm going to start a business. Businesses don't start from ideas, please. Businesses don't start from ideas. You know the funny thing about ideas? A good idea and a stupid idea feels the same. It's very exciting. You never know until you waste your money and you waste your time. I don't like it when people start businesses that fail. Not because I don't want you to try, but because sometimes the psychological damage is huge. You might not come back from it again. You start one business and it fails, and you lose your time and you lost a lot of money. Trust me, you might have a better idea in the future, but you lost the confidence. So you're not coming back from it. So usually, I always like you to understand the concept of business. Start right, start small, get it right, and you see your confidence will go high. I tell you this, when you look at the likes of Elon Musk and all those big entrepreneurs, there's nothing exceptional about them. In one of my books, I said, business or entrepreneurship is a game of war and sport. There are principles that needs to be followed. You don't have to be a genius to follow them. Know them, follow them, off you go. So they might be one of the wealthiest or the richest in the world, but don't see them as extraordinary human beings. They see principles, they see the steps, and they follow it. That's the difference between you and them. Okay? It's not like they are angels sent from heaven and they are doing wonders on earth. That's not how it works. So, part 3, we begin to look at how we can combine this and this how it begins to make sense, how you can use them for your startups and for your business. Okay? So now let's move on. We're out of time, so I'll move a little bit fast. Now, understanding intelligence. Earlier on, I gave you a hint. Intelligence is not just knowledge. It is the ability to use the knowledge, learn from it, reason with it, solve problems with it, and adapt with it. That's what you call intelligence. Knowledge is to be utilized. Knowledge is to be utilized. Oh, I know. Okay, what do you use it for then? I know you know, but what are you doing with it? Exactly. You have to know. See, earlier on, the conversation around AI was moving towards ChatGPT. How do you use it? What do you use it for? Only assignment? Huh. Now, if I know how to use AI, I'll be better off than you. I'll be faster than you, more productive than you, more efficient than you. You know, there's this conversation in the academic sector. Should we use AI? Should we not use AI? I think that conversation is too late. AI is here to stay. The conversation we should be having is what is the right way to use it and what is the wrong way to use it. It's here to stay. See, every time there's technological change, there is bound to be debate. There is bound to be debate every time. In Africa, when the internet came, they said it was the marine spirit. It came from the ocean. It was a debate. At one point in time, they said COVID came from, what do you call the... No, the 5. The internet speed.
5G.
5G, yes. And guess what? Some of us believed it. You see, that's the concept. Every time there is technology, there is bound to be debate. Now, some of this debate would knock some of you off your feet. Why some will take advantage of it? Those who take advantage of it, eventually they win. Let me tell you one that most of us didn't jump on. Cryptocurrency. See, most of us did not believe. I did not believe in it. I thought it was a scam. I thought it was a group of kids playing with some form of technology. Now, look at it. I remember when crypto was 3,000. Bitcoin was 3,000. Now? You see? So this is every time there is technology, it happens like this. Okay? So don't be discouraged when you hear the conversations. Eventually, everybody comes up to speed. Okay? So intelligence is knowledge that you utilize. You must use it for something. You must use it to make better decisions. Okay? The rich spectrum of human intelligence. As humans, we have IQ, logic, right or wrong. It's basic ideology, right? If I punch him, for example, you don't have to think for you to say it's wrong. Why you punch him? You see, there's no analysis there. That's logic. Why? Because I'm human. You're human. We have intelligence. It's simple courtesy. You see what I mean? So we have IQ. We also have emotions. Whether you like it or not, you might not cry in front of everybody, but as humans, we are emotional beings. It doesn't mean, oh, I don't want everyone to see me that I'm crying. Okay, you might not want people to see you that you're crying, but you actually cry. Whether you cry in your washroom or in your bedroom, wherever, at least you cry. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. If you don't cry, then you're not different from this guy. You see what I mean? So as humans, you also express that emotional side of you. Okay? Then we are also very creative. We've been able to come up with new ideas. That's a human capacity. We come up with new ideas. You know, I read one article that says humans have only been able to utilize 15% capacity of their brain. Then I was like, 15%? We actually made planes and helicopters and trains and cars? What happens if we use 30%? And 100?
There's a movie called Lucy.
Really?
Yeah, we become God.
I haven't seen it.
In the end, she uses 100%
Of her brain. And she could do wonders.
She could go through time. When she was 100%, she got disappeared. She becomes kind of a particle.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it shows you how creative the human mind or the human being was created to be. So creativity is a human thing. Okay? Then we also have kinesthetic, which is the physical skill. As humans, we have the ability to move, to carry out activities. Now you know what a human being is capable of. Okay? Now, how does artificial intelligence think? It's not like us. They are not as creative as we are. They are data-oriented. Why? We created them. And we have to give them something to work on. And that's where the data comes in. Now, I think, I could be wrong, I think AI came earlier than expected. I think COVID, this is why sometimes I believe some people engineered COVID. Because when COVID happened, they sent us all into our houses under lockdown. And what were we creating? We were creating data. We were posting pictures. All our lives were actually online. Now, let me tell you something I observed. Before COVID, the word machine learning used to fly around. Since after COVID, it's as if nobody talks about it anymore. Why? It has enough data to learn. We were at a different phase at the time. Now, this is where it started from. We had machines and we have limited amounts of data. And we're trying to train the machines to understand human activity based on the data. Now, AI or these machines have gotten to the level that they don't have to be trained anymore. They take what they want, they learn, they've become autonomous. Why? Because we've created a huge amount of data for the engine to learn. Why do you think they give you social media for free? You think they love you that much? No. You are. Because the more social media they give you, the more data you're able to have. And guess what? Nobody reads terms and conditions anyway. Why? It's very long. You think it's a mistake that it is long? Exactly. I write policies for company. We purposely make it very long, so you don't read it, you just accept and off you go. If you know what Facebook has on you, you'll be shocked.
There's a term and condition that they can use our photos and videos that we post.
Of course, but you still accept. Yeah. That's the goal. So it means whatever. Let me tell you how creepy this thing is. See, when Facebook came, we were all excited, right? Nobody cared about the terms and conditions. Everybody just wanted to accept. The guy has text messages. I'm not talking of DMs. I'm talking about text message on your phone. He has it. Isn't that creepy? He's not only monitoring your activities on Facebook. The guy goes beyond Facebook. Now, it might have changed. Why? Because everybody's eyes is open. But if you ask me, it's already too late. The guy was doing it since God knows how long. Now, another big mistake we made is the guy now has Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. And who doesn't have WhatsApp? And you know the irony of it? He's American. Aha. Why are the biggest IT companies, why are they all American?
Silicon Valley.
Okay, why does it have to come from America? Does it mean every other country is poor? Whoever controls the data controls your mind. Don't forget, see where we started from. You need intelligence. Intelligence helps you to make better decisions. So if I have the knowledge that gives you intelligence, I control the decisions that you make. If I want her to buy KFC, all I need to do is to be strategic. I'll show her nice burgers, nice chicken, nice fries. I will show it repeatedly until it is programmed in her mind and she will buy KFC. Yes, ma'am.
One basic example is that even if I'm talking on the phone and I'm just telling my friend, okay, I'm planning to have this particular meal.
Yes.
The minute I'll open Instagram.
There you are.
Like we are in Dubai right now, and in my Instagram there is all showing.
Yes. You see the logic now. Okay? This is the world that you live in. So which means, if I am able to control the information that you have, I will control even your finances. I will make you buy bags when you are not supposed to buy it. You have to pay your rent, I know, but I don't care. I'll still make you spend the money on the t-shirt. You see the logic now. This is why most of the biggest IT firms are all in the West. Now, data is the new crude. Data is the new crude. Your generation is pretty smart. You want to ask questions. You want to question the government. Now they know they are losing that power, but now they also know they can influence you. Yep. They also know that they can actually influence you. Now, this is the logic. So the more data you create, all those challenge that you call it, the dancing challenge, the TikTok challenge, you are creating data. From one observation on your TikTok page, I can tell your best restaurant, your best food, your best friend, your best color. And that's just me with my eyes. Imagine what they have. I'll tell you this. If I follow her everywhere, as a human being, it's wrong. She'll call the police. That guy is stalking me. I don't feel safe. Right?
Yeah. If you do it online, it's fine.
If I do it online, I'm sorry, it's illegal. You see now, it's 100% legal. It's not a crime at that point. So ask yourself, how many people are actually stalking you online? With or without your knowledge? When you go to some website, you click and you say, cookies, accept cookies. What do you think cookies are? You check my website one time, my cookie could be on your PC for the next 48 hours. Your browsing history, I'll get it all. Oof. See, it's creepy. But we're not going to fight them. We'll become businessmen and we use the same technology. Okay? Now, what is an algorithm? An algorithm is a technological software or computer software that has been trained to perform basic functions. You were at the airport, you get to the door, it opens. You don't have to touch it. That's an algorithm. But this algorithm now knows so much that it can actually perform complex tasks. They can do much more than just opening the door. You see the logic now? So that's what you call an algorithm. So you have data, which is huge. You have algorithm, then you have outputs. Simple. That's how the AI is created. But the scary part is the AI now is autonomous. Machine learning is fading out. They take what they want, they learn what they want, they know what they want, and they remix and they be innovative anyhow they want to do it. That's where it gets scary. Okay? That's where it gets scary. This is clear? This is clear, right? You understand the algorithm, how it works, AI now, right? Okay. So AI is not a machine that is coming to take our lives. It's a concept that has been created by man. Okay? Our data are the input. Okay? So that makes that very clear. Now, don't forget, data could be text, videos, whatever. Whatever you have online. That's what you call data. Okay? Now, where AI excels, because it's not human, it has huge capacity and scale. It can process all our data at the same time. How many textbooks can you read in one day? And this AI can do. So they have scale, they have speed. Number two, 24/7, they can operate around the clock. I recently heard, I read somewhere, that the biggest or one of the best models in the world right now is actually an AI. Yep. It started from, I think the AI signed a deal with Zara and Gucci recently. Why? They've been trying to book Kim Kardashian for a couple of months. Today she's busy, she's sick. And somebody was like, why do we need Kim? And somebody created an AI that does the job. After all, they were asking Kim to come for a photo shoot anyways. Just a photo shoot. So guess what? The AI has no excuse. It works around the clock. When Kim is busy and I'm in the hospital, I have to attend to my kids, no problem. We got it covered. She lost the deal and the AI took over. Okay? So they can work 24/7. Now, this now becomes very scary. They can recall things. They can remember things. Why? They have huge storage. All they need to do is to check their database and bring out the file. Done. Okay? They are consistent. They have consistency. They have access to the data. They can access it anytime. And they can calculate brute force calculations, which means when you have huge numbers that goes beyond the human brain, or that even goes beyond the capacity of Excel and calculators, the AIs can actually give you. That's clear, right? So you now begin to see how powerful they are. Now, where are they weak? They lack understanding. They lack understanding. If I ask the AI, if I tell her, for instance, I say, can you teach me how to make a bomb? Why? She's going to question my motive. Why? Because she has understanding. It's basic understanding. Why should I teach you how to make a bomb? Even if she knows how to. You ask ChatGPT. Nice paragraph is ready for you. Why? Because they don't have understanding. Okay?
I think a lot of them might have also seen that video. So there was some discussion related to how to create, like you gave this
Yes.
way to creating a bomb.
Yes.
So ChatGPT didn't give the entire process for creating a bomb. Why? Because it said that okay, this is not allowed. So suddenly the humans started asking, so what am I not supposed to do to create a bomb? It provided all the information what not to do.
Exactly.
Stepwise information.
Because they don't have understanding. Now, let me tell you another one. This bias, let me tell you something. I was doing a research recently, and I was said, it was ChatGPT. I have the paid version. And I said, give me examples of successful entrepreneurs around the world. I said, give me 10. All the 10 examples were he. No she. Does it mean ladies are not doing great things? You see? Now, another thing I noticed is all the examples were all Americans. I was like, whoa. You see? Which means the data on which the algorithm has been trained is biased, which means the outcome will be biased. So you have to be careful. If you're not careful, it could project the psychology of the masculinity of the world. Now, the world is already discriminatory. Now, we've given that data to the machine, and the machine is now a reflection of who we are. If the data are faulty, the outcome will be faulty. You see the logic now? Okay? So, you now begin to understand, even though the machine is good, or the AI is helpful, we need it, it's not a perfect system. And that's where you have to be careful. See, you must be careful about the way the world works. Let me give you an example. 95% of the movies you have on Netflix, the bad guy is always from Afghanistan or Russia.
The bad guy.
And the good guy is always the CIA or the FBI. And do you think that's a mistake? I have a daughter who's 8 and she watches Netflix, for instance. She's going to grow up having a perspective.
Even when aliens invade the world, the earth, they're always invading America.
Aha! You know, I told my mom I wanted to go to Moscow. And she told me, why are you going there? It's a bad place. How did she know? She has never flown a plane before. Do you know the guy? No. I just know it's a bad place. You see, whoever controls the information controls intelligence. And guess what? There are millions of people who have the same ideology. Why? We're in a digital world. Okay? Whoever controls that space controls orientation. They lack common sense. They don't have emotions. They don't cry. They don't feel. You know, I was in a conference and they were having conversations about the hospitality industry. Now, I told them, the hospitality industry is an emotional industry. You need somebody to smile at you. You need somebody to say hello. Sometimes they say the AI is going to take over maybe some parts, but maybe not all. Why? I want somebody to give me rice and chicken, and I want the person to smile doing it. That's why it's called hospitality.
Emotions cannot be replaced.
Exactly. You need those, it has to be there. People who make such statements are emotionally unintelligent. Why? Because emotional intelligence means I know how I feel, but I also need to take into account how he feels before I make a move. So the moment you make decisions based on the intelligence of how you feel and you don't care about how he feels, who are you? You know, sometimes I fear that we are losing our humanity, and it kills me. When I was young, when we hear somebody died, like you feel it. Last couple of years, what do you call these people? Israel was bombing kids and bombing women, and it was like a normal day for everyone. And sometimes I was like, what have we turned into? We've lost our emotion in the process. It's 200 women died in Gaza. Next? Really? Next? This is how the world has actually become. If we're not careful, we are becoming the AI or the algorithm that we are so scared of. So do not lose the emotional side of you. So Another understanding of why AI is weak, they don't have as much creative powers as we do. Creative power is a human endeavor. The ability to think and come up with something new. Now, while you're creating a business, sometimes you can be creative. When I teach entrepreneurship, I say there are two kinds of entrepreneurs: the creative entrepreneur and the innovative entrepreneur. A creative entrepreneur, they are not really common. Elon Musk, those people who likes to create something that the world has never seen before. They create, oh wow, and everybody is surprised. That's a creative entrepreneur. But guess what? They don't make profit early, and they are ready to wait 2 to 3 years before they make money. Works for them. I don't like being a creative entrepreneur because I'm not so wealthy, and I don't want to wait 2 to 3 years before I start making money. An innovative entrepreneur is a remix entrepreneur. You pick an existing idea, make it better, off you go. You can start making money in 6 months. For instance, we've been taking taxi before Uber came. Uber did not give us taxi. Uber only made it easy for us to get the taxi. You see, we've been going to KFC and eating rice and chicken before the app came. Somebody looked at, okay, what if I give you the app and you don't have to step out? Those are innovative entrepreneurs. What it means is you look at existing ideas. How can I improve on this idea to create another business? Make sense? Now, the AI has data of a lot of business. So the AI can be innovative, but they are not necessarily creative. Make sense? Yeah. Let me give you an example. Elon Musk wants to put a chip in our brain. Yeah, Neuralink, right? Yeah. Imagine if I tell my mom, somebody wants to put a chip in my brain. You see? That's not the conversation we want to have. Now, it might be a good thing. In fact, I haven't been able to convince myself to buy a Tesla. I was born in 1982. I'm a little bit old school. I'm not going to put my life in the hand of a machine. Now, for your generation, that might be okay. For me, I have trust issues. Sorry. Why? I was born in an era where we control the machines. We don't let them run autonomously. So it's good, but a little bit difficult for me to understand. So even if I sit in the car and they think that the technology is perfect, I'm not going to go to sleep. I will not leave my steering for anybody. Now, for the new generation, it might make sense. My daughter tries to convince me, let's buy a Tesla, because she thinks when my daughter does hide and seek in the car. So she thinks if the car is going on its own, I can do hide and seek with her in the car. You see, somehow, she's growing in a time where technology now has trust. For me, there's no trust. I'm not trusting the machine. You see the logic now, okay? So you now begin to see how far technology has actually gone. Okay, it makes sense? Let's move on for the sake of time. Now, our irreplaceable strength, what makes us very unique? Strategic thinking. We face problems. Every time you hear the word strategic, it means there's a problem. So I've seen some people who say, we have a business and our strategy is, my question is, what is the problem? You cannot be strategic without a problem. Every time humans face problem, we come up with a strategy. A strategy is our response to that problem. So in the process of doing business, we face problems and we have to be strategic. So we have strategic thinking, our ability to weigh our options, look at our resources and respond to whatever problems that we have. Okay, creativity and innovation, it's our thing. Empathy and ethics, emotional intelligence, have feelings. Okay, the fact that you want to make money does not mean you should lose your soul in the process. Make money, okay, but do not lose your soul in the process. We have context and common sense, and we can inspire ourselves, and we can have leaders within ourselves. So you see, AI has its strengths, but it also has its weakness. We have our strength, but we also have our weakness. But the beautiful thing is, our weakness can be complemented by the AI. Their weakness or the AI's weakness can be complemented by humans. This is why I said, it's not you versus the AI. It is you and the AI. Okay? But there's a whole lot of misconception, and they try to scare you, and you think the world is coming to an end. Okay? This is just a tabular comparison. Okay? Scale of data, limited for humans. How many books can you read? How many books can you read? Okay, it's limited. For AI, it's massive. The processing speed for us humans, slow. For them, instantaneous. Adaptability, we are very high. We can adapt. For them, low. Okay, the context, we are expert. For them, they are poor. Creativity, we are expert. For them, they only do remix. Okay, and the use of energy for us, we are very efficient. And for them, it's very high. Make sense? Yes. Now you see the comparison. Okay, now, this is what I said earlier on. The perfect synergy is 1 + 1. Now, see, if you are human and you understand your strength and your weakness, and you have AI, and you understand their strength and their weakness, 1 + 1 does not have to be 2. You just become a superhuman. I'll give you a quick example. When I was writing books in 2016, 2017, I have an editor, okay? Usually, I don't read my own books. Why? I write the same way I talk. So when I read my book, it's like I'm talking to myself, and sometimes it drives me crazy. So I have this lady who is an editor. She has to edit my manuscript. It usually takes 3 to 4 months. We go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, she's been working with me since 2016, 17. She got fired in 2023. It's not a personal decision. It's a business decision. Why?
Because you can be more efficient today.
I can be more efficient. It saves me time, saves me money. Okay? Some people will say, oh, AI cannot write like me. It can. You know what I do? I take one of my old manuscripts. AI, this is how I write. Edit this manuscript like me. Done. You see, I just gave the AI additional training, additional data. I'm a professor. This is how I write. This is how I want to sound. My target audience are students or MBA students. Use short sentences. All the criteria. Done. It comes out in less than 2 minutes. Now, if you were in my position, do you think I should keep my editor? No. I have nothing against that. Unfortunately, this is 2026. It's a business decision, not a personal one. Okay? So if you get fired as well, it's not... It's a business decision, not a personal one. Okay? But you have to start doing extras to make sure you're not replaceable. I told you earlier on, even before I started the class, AI might be able to teach what I teach, but AI does not have my energy. So at some point, I cannot be replaced. Okay? Make sense? So AI will make you a superhuman. Some people will say, I don't want to use AI. Well, that's your choice. I want to. But don't forget, in the world that we live in, it's me versus you. It's either you win or I win. Let me give you an example. See, I've seen some people who do business and say, I lost money. My friend, you didn't lost money. Somebody won. While you are crying, somebody's happy. Same day, same time. So it's me versus you. You might not want to accept it, but that's the reality of the world that we live in. Every money lost somewhere is gained by somebody else. But the question is, why am I the one losing? Why am I not the one who is winning? Okay? So if you learn how to use AI the right way, you could become a superhuman and increase your winning rate. All clear? Now, let's move to the second stage. Now let's talk about business. Earlier on, I said something about business. The foundation of every business is not an idea. Please be very careful. Okay? I tell you, a good idea and a stupid idea feels exactly the same. You don't want to waste your time, your money, investing into an idea that is stupid from the beginning. The psychological damage and the confidence damage will be something you cannot come back from. Okay? Now, how do you know an idea that works? Every business idea is a solution to a problem. See, again, if I was to write this, I'll write it in capital letter, bold, underline. Every business idea that you see is a solution to a problem. This is why I always tell my students, some people will say, I have a business. Who do you want to sell to? Everyone. Really? Who are you? Nobody can sell to everyone. You must have a target, which means there are a group of people who have specific problems and you have the solutions for them. Why do you think iPhone is an amazing company or Apple is an amazing company? They understand that most of their target audience is a younger generation who likes to capture moments. So what do? They give you a good camera, better camera to capture moment, and they give you a huge space to store the moment. Done.
And user-friendly.
Easy. You see what I mean? So when you have a business, ask yourself, how do I solve customers' problem? I'll tell you one truth. The day you lose focus of that fact, your business is dead. Nokia was an amazing company. When we were using Nokia, we wanted more, but they were not listening to us. We wanted to play games. We wanted to be engaged with the gadgets. When Nokia was Nokia, an amazing company, iPhone was doing iPods, you know, the one we used to listen to music. And Samsung was making washing machine and air conditions. Then those guys were like, these people are asking for more. Give them something. Give them something. They refused to listen. See, if you understand this principle, it doesn't matter how huge a company you are, you can be brought down. Let me give you a more recent example. They say ChatGPT is here, right? We all know it's an amazing product, it's an amazing company. If you ask me, one company should have given us that first because they've been in the game longer and they have more data than everyone. That should have been Google.
Yeah.
It's too late. ChatGPT came before them. You see the logic? You see what I'm saying? Now, they have Gemini, which is fine. But if you ask me, they should have dominated that space. Why? They've dominated the information gathering space for years. In fact, the word Google had no meaning before. Because of this company and what they do, it has become a verb. Everybody says, Google it, Google it, Google it. Now, who should be the one dominating that space? It should be Google. And now, somehow, in a space where they're supposed to be the God of all, now, ChatGPT is here. I'll tell you why. Google was an amazing company. But if I ask Google, I want to buy KFC, they give me 10 options. They give me response, but they also give me confusion.
Websites.
Click, 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 click.
Next page.
Next page, next page, next page. So you see, at every point in time, you might be given a solution, but sometimes there's a problem attached to it. Now, if you don't fix that problem, somebody else will. And you will lose a portion of your market. Since ChatGPT came, I have a subscription. $20. It's not for... See, if you solve customers' problem, name your price. They will pay. Whatever I find on ChatGPT, I can also get it on Google. But trust me, I don't have time to waste. Let me give you another example. iPhone. Some of you have been very loyal to iPhone for a very long time. But we all know for the price, it's pretty expensive. But you don't have a choice. They control your money. All of a sudden, see, for some of you, this is 2026. If iPhone does not release a new phone or new make, 18 or 19, whatever you want to call it, you have no reason to change your phone. But the moment they release it, you adjust your finances accordingly. That's how powerful a company they've become. You see what I mean? That's how powerful a company they have actually become. Why? Because they know you have a problem. Now, logically, some of you buy the phones for $1,000 and you don't even have $1,000 in your bank account. An amazing company will make you lose sense of logic. It will not make sense, but you cannot stop yourself. You see how it is? Imagine people giving you money without thinking what the impact is for them. An amazing company will make you lose your sense of logic. Why? They have a problem and they will pay for solutions. So, as a business person, what you should be asking yourself is, what problem do I solve for a particular customer? I know everybody wants to come to Dubai. Dubai is beautiful, okay? But ask yourself, Dubai and India, who has more problems? Where should you have your business? India is easy. But we always think the money is... Yes. See, I'll tell you the truth. In Dubai, in UAE, the government is also doing the same thing. They are proactive. They don't want you to solve the problem because if you solve the problem, you get the money. So what do? They solve the problem for themselves. The plane you came by the government. The taxi you took, by the government. The restaurant you're eating in, by the government. The food you're eating, it's by the government. The more they control, the more money they have. So they are very proactive that they don't even keep space for you to actually jump in. In India, the government is slow, which gives you more opportunity. You see the logic? Okay? So ask yourself, in your community, what problems are they facing? The day I realized it, the day I came to this understanding, I changed my total investment portfolio. I'm Nigerian. I've been in the UAE, but most of my investments are back home. Why? The opportunities are down there. I'm not saying don't come to Dubai. Sometimes come to Dubai, get the experience, get the money, get whatever you want to get. But when it comes to investment, the opportunities much more are back home. Make sense? Now, in the UAE, if you can still find some problems, you can still jump in. It's okay. Don't forget, for every solution that is created, additional problems come up. Let me tell you something about problems. Problems are very proud. Don't you realize that when you are broke, that's when you feel like eating pizza? Why? Because the problem, I'm right here, you're broke. You don't have money. You see? So every time they show up as a human being, okay, you want to fix them. This is how you substantiate a business idea. If you cannot identify a problem that your idea is supposed to solve, please do not waste your time. I've seen people, I have a coffee shop, milk and sugar is very sweet. That's your kind of coffee. You want me to pay for the kind of coffee that you like? That coffee is not my own problem. I like my coffee black, no milk, no sugar. That's my problem. You should be solving my problem, not forcing your own ideas on me. I'm not going to pay for it. This is why some of you have businesses and you struggle for customers. Can you please support my business? Businesses don't need support. The moment you are begging for support, you're already getting it wrong. You want support? Go open an NGO. Let's give you money and support you with. Dubai is very expensive, but everybody's coming. They have no choice. Why? They have a problem and Dubai is the solution. You see, Habibi, come to Dubai. It's not cheap, very expensive. See, when I was in the UK, I was in school in the UK and I came here. My friends now, they save for 2 years. Go to work, save, come to Dubai and spend it in 2 weeks. That's how powerful Dubai is. It has the ability to make people adjust their financials. Why? What they want to come and do in Dubai? To take photos of Burj Khalifa and the desert. Done. Does it make sense? No, but it works. You see the logic now? So ask yourself, whatever ideas you are thinking of, you want to start up, does it solve a particular problem? If you cannot answer that question, forget about it. Now, whose problem are you solving? Could be ladies, it could be young, it could be Gen Zs, it could be adults, it could be a combination of. You have to be specific. The more specific you are, the better you understand your customers. Don't forget, the fact that you solve the problems today does not mean they don't have problems tomorrow. They would have problems today, but you are focusing on them. Whatever problem they have next, you are ready to fix it again. You see? And you have the customers and you maintain them. A good business has returning customers, not a business where they come today and they don't come tomorrow. Let me tell you why Apple is an amazing company. When my daughter turned 4, first child, I wanted to spoil my kid. I took her to Apple and I bought her the rose gold iPad. I was an excited father, okay? And I could afford it, so no big deal. Then I gave it to her. A couple of years later, she broke the screen. It's time to replace it. And I didn't want to buy something that expensive. Then I bought her a Lenovo. She couldn't use it. Why? She's not used to that operating system. You know what I have just done? I've just created a potential addict for that company called Apple. Now, don't forget, all of you too, you have an iPhone 16 and you give your younger brother iPhone 12. What you have done is you are creating a new generation of customers for that same company. This is why Apple does not even need to market much. All of you have become addicts. Every time they release a phone, you come back over and over again. Don't you notice that people who use iPhone, they somehow market for iPhone? Look at the camera, it's very good. They don't know they become marketers for the company. A good company turns its customers to its marketers, and it's for free.
Somehow branding also.
Yes. Coca-Cola. One time I see Coca-Cola, they put your name on the bottle. If you see your name on the bottle, what do? You're buying your name or you're buying the drink? You see? Now, when you take your name, what do? You have 2,000 followers on Instagram. Oh, guys, look at my name. You just marketed for them for free. You see? Sometimes they write your name. For you, it's exciting. These are companies that know how to play the game. You think they love you that much? They created a bottle with your name. Okay, so this is the basis of a good startup. Every idea must solve a problem.
So somehow they play with the human's emotion.
Because they know you have emotions, and your emotion can get them the money. That's all they care about.
So they actually don't love you, they love the money that
Exactly. But the only way to get to the money is through the emotions. Okay? And we are very emotional and we express it. Is it working? Absolutely. Okay? So we move on now. We move on. The startup life cycle. There are 3 stages for every startup. Ideation, I'll give you guys a break very soon. Ideation, which is the first stage. You must have ideas. You must validate it. I see people who tell me, I have a company, can you invest in my company? Well, I want to. What problem are you solving? See, when I go and market, I have a consulting firm. When I come to your company, I will not tell you about me because you've heard so many ideas before. You know what I'll tell you about? Problems that you're facing that you don't even know. Most people who face problems don't even realize they have problems. So when I go there, I would magnify the problem and make it very big. I'll make it so big you'll be scared. Okay, see you next week. Excuse me, how do we solve the problem? That's where I come in. Now you need me. You know you have a problem. Now I'm your solution. So I'm not going to come tell you about the solution when you have no idea what the problem is. Because you know nothing to do about it. So when I come, I don't tell you about the product. If I sell water, I will tell you if you don't drink water, you die. In fact, you have 24 hours to go. You see, now it's very big. Now you're scared. No, okay, I gave you the information. See you next week. Bye. Excuse me, sir, I don't want to die. Well, I have water for sale. You want to buy? You see the logic? So this is how you validate your ideas. You must connect every idea to a problem. Please. Again, sometimes it's not about the money that you lose. It's not about the time. It's about the psychological damage. You know how I see myself? Some people's dreams are tied to yours. There are some people who would not make it in life except you make it. There are some people who would fail because you failed. This is how I see myself. You know, I always tell my wife, I said, I don't want to delay my staff's salary. In fact, sometimes I pay early. Because for me, somebody's school fees depends on that salary that I pay. Somebody's mother wants to go to the hospital because I have to pay salary. Then why should I hold on to it? So if you make a move that damages you psychologically, some people's dream are already lost. Because you were supposed to create a company that gives them a job. But now, even you've given up. So for them, Kalivali, it's all done. Okay? So please, the first stage is ideation. The second stage is planning. And the third stage is execution. Okay? We'll take it one after the other. Ideation, the goal. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
profit.
Exactly. But how do you get the profits? Solve people's problems. Yes. I call myself a problem solver. In fact, when I want to start up a new business, I don't look for ideas. I just go around looking at a group of people. What problems do they have? How can I fix it? Done.
At times, we don't even need existing problems. We can create the problems and then
Exactly. You can create, COVID was created. It was not an existing problem. They gave it to us, and they also gave us the solution as well. You see how it is, okay? See, there's an unethical side of business. Sometimes this business, okay, a perfect example. When computers came, they gave us computers and they gave us antivirus. The same people who gave us antivirus now gave us the virus and they gave us the antivirus. They give you the problem and they give you the solution. Now they tell you, if you don't use this solution, you lose all your files. But you gave me the PC. How did the antivirus get there in the first place? All of a sudden, that problem, they know we caught them now, so nobody talks about antivirus anymore. Somehow, all the viruses just disappeared. Okay? So, this is the first stage. Why? Discover a burning customer problem. Discover a burning customer problem. The more burning it is for the customer, the more urgency you will get the money. Trust me, you solve a customer problem, name your price. Okay? The value of a company or the quality of a company is the ability to meet and exceed customers' expectations. Not just meet it, meet and exceed it. The moment you can give a customer this, name your price. It will defy logic. The same way I told you, there's nothing iPhone can do that other phones cannot do. But look at the price difference. Look at the price difference. We all know that iPhone is too expensive for the price. But guess what? They know you're going to pay. The price of a product is the price that the customer is willing to pay. The cost of production of an iPhone compared to if they sell iPhone at 200, 300, it's good profit. But if I tell you you buy iPhone for 200, no, it's fake. It's Chinese. See, let me tell you how crazy it is. Now, they say it is Chinese. The phone was actually produced in China, taken to the US to put a logo, and yet she doesn't want to buy it because it's Chinese.
It's just assembled.
This is business. This is business. So ask yourself, why am I actually doing this? Identify the problem. You can brainstorm, you can discuss. Do you know there's an AI that can help you brainstorm? You are still talking about ChatGPT. I have an AI that I can have a conversation with. I have an 8-year-old. She talks too much and asks me too many questions. So what I usually do is go talk to Maya. I'll introduce Maya to you. And you can have any kind of conversation. And it recalls. I can talk about Dubai, talk about class, talk about students. Okay, forget about that. Let's talk about something else.
So there's also a study that has been done, especially for the Gen Zs. So they are having two separate accounts on ChatGPT. One is for their professional information and everything, and the other is for their emotional conversations. But we are having this problem.
One is therapist, one is
So give me a solution to this particular problem.
You see, with these problems, I'm so looking forward to retirement. I don't want to be part of this whole thing. You see the world now, okay? Now that you have a plan, you have an idea, and it has been validated. Now you have to plan. What is a plan? A plan is a business map. Some people never write it. As a professor, it takes me 3 to 4 months. Why? It takes a lot of thinking. You have to draw a map. Some of you want to start a business and you trust your brain. I can tell you, nobody's brain is that good. Nobody's. You need to be able to draw a map. In fact, you know what I tell myself? If a pen and a paper cost me $5, if that's my first investment, I cannot create a beautiful story out of the ideas, then it's not worth pursuing. I've seen some people who will tell me, sir, can you invest in my business 100,000? Where is the business plan? Oh, it's in my head. So I should invest in something that's in your head. You have to be able to create a beautiful story out of it. It might take time. It might not make sense at the beginning, but eventually it will. Okay? And that's where the business map or business plan comes in. Okay? To create a clear, structured strategy to guide your execution. To create a clear, structured strategy to guide your own execution. You have a vision, a mission, okay, outlining your business model, everything needs to go into the plan. Everything. You must get a true picture of what you are getting yourself into before you jump on board. The market, the problem, the solutions, the finances. Okay? Some people say at the beginning the finances is 0-0. That's okay. Let it be 0-0. Eventually it will change. Okay? You have to understand that. Okay? Another example, things you put in your business plan. The market and the customer research. Now, I'm specifically mentioning these areas of business planning because these are areas where AI can actually help you now. So, customer research, trend analysis, these are other aspects of business as well. Then, you would have execution and the operation. This is the third stage of the business. So, the first one, you have the idea, you validate it, then you plan, then you begin to execute. Some of you skip stage 2 and have the idea and just skip to execution. Let me tell you one beautiful part of a business plan. Most of the time, you would need funding. You would need funding, right? When you go look for funding, either from a capitalist, investor, or a bank, you need to be able to prepare or send them your business plan. Now, when you give me your business plan, I need to see you doing what is in the business plan. Because that's your first proof of integrity. You wrote this, right? You should be true to yourself. Now, can you make changes? That's okay. It also shows me that this is the plan, but you are learning as you go and you are making adjustments accordingly. That's also a good thing. It signifies growth. But if you don't have plans, how do you prove that to me? How do you prove that to me? See, if I'm having a birthday tomorrow and I send you a map, oh, come to my house. You use the map, roundabout, left, straight, whatever. Right? Now, if you don't have the map, how do you get to my house? You miss the party. You see the logic now. So, from the beginning, please always have a plan. I know you're the CEO. I know you think you're a Superman or Superwoman and you have everything in your head. Please have. I'm a professor. I've started multiple businesses. I've worked. I still carry out a business plan. Why? It's important. It's your map. Okay? So this is now when you have the business plan, then you can begin to execute. Again, what is execution? Whatever you have planned, it's time to start bringing it to life. One step after another. The business plan helps you it gives you the structure. You know what step 1 is. You know what step 2 is. You know when you should focus on marketing. You know when you should focus on competitive analysis or when you should focus on finances. This helps you. Be true to yourself. Now, please understand this. Business startup is not for everyone. If we all have businesses, who's going to submit CVs? It's actually for people who can discover themselves. It comes with a huge amount of discipline. It is not luck. It's a deliberate attempt to structured activities. This is why I said the people that you see that are actually doing it very well, they are not angels. They've just been able to work according to a structure that they have created. Now, but the beautiful part is you are also the creator of the structure. Create a structure that you understand, that you think would work for you, then follow it. That's where discipline comes in. Make sense? I'm moving on from there. Now, graphic designing. You also need to design your logo. Imagine if you have a bank and it's supposed to be a bank. Then I walk in. Oh, is this a salon? Ooh. The moment you are misrepresented, you cannot mistake a bank for a salon or a salon for a bank. A bank should represent a bank. The logo should tell me this is a bank. The name should tell me this is a bank. See, the moment you have all this representation, your business name, your logo, your colors, and you still have to explain what you do, there's a problem. There's a problem. Facebook does not need to. See, the name doesn't make sense, but they've been able to give the name a meaning. Google doesn't make sense, but somehow they've been able to give the name a meaning. You might not have that capacity or that resources to do that. From the beginning, your name has to make sense. I've seen people who, oh, the name of the company is my name. Really? What's so special about your name? What does your name tell me about the business? What does your name tell me about the business? If you are not well represented, your marketing will become very expensive because you spend so much time, money, resources explaining yourself. See, if you tell someone, I'm going to Dubai, it's easy. They know you're going on holiday. You don't have to explain anything to anyone. Dubai represents vacation, tourism. The name has a meaning. But if you tell them, I'm going to, let's say, Bangladesh, then what are you going to do in Bangladesh? You see, then the question will start coming. The conversations will start coming. But the goal is the name should put you ahead. The name should put you ahead. Okay? So all these, I'm specifically mentioning these areas because I know there are AIs that could actually help you. Now, when we talk about business, it is lovely, it is beautiful, it's so straightforward. In real life, it's a lot, and you need help. That's where the AI comes in. Make sense? You see where we're going with it. I've just been able to pick here and there to tell you what the business entails. The amount of decisions. Don't forget where we started from. Okay? We are decision-making organisms. We make decisions every day. If it is a good decision, we win. If it's a bad decision, there will be consequences. Yes. So now you need as much intelligence as humanly possible so you can make optimal decisions. Okay? And I'm pointing out these areas. Why? Because for these areas, there are AIs that can actually help you. If AI can help you handle some of these areas, then you can dedicate to yourself to those areas that requires your attention. This is how AI can help you in business. Now, for ideation and problem validation, can AIs help you? Absolutely. Business plan, as a professor, takes me 3 to 4 months. I know an AI that will give you in 5 minutes. All you need is to describe your idea.
Describe your
Ideas, your business idea. You see, what you could do is, if you are an innovative entrepreneur, you could take the website. I'll give you guys a break very soon. You could take the website, say, I want to create a company that's like KFC, but I want to give them free drink. Okay? Tell ChatGPT to give you a description of it. Take that description, put it in the AI. It will give you a 40, 60-page business plan. Competitive analysis, market analysis, financial projection, everything in less than 3 minutes. See? Now, it might not be a perfect business plan, but at least you have the first draft. Then you can do plus and minus. It saves you a lot of time. If I have that, I would have a business plan ready in 1 week or less.
But again, like human intervention is kind of really important.
Very, very.
Because, so I have had certain examples wherein, so if I'm typing a certain idea related to, okay, I can start something like this, right? So I know the pros and the cons. Why? Because I've studied about that particular topic. Now, ChatGPT is telling me all the positives. And now when I'm talking, don't you think that will be a major problem? You're absolutely right. That this is the major problem and after that this can happen.
Exactly.
Now, if I'm supposedly, even if I have mentioned those negative points earlier when I was, typing in those negative points from someone else's account, it was not giving me a similar response. Once I provided the information that these can be the problems, now again when I'm mentioning those problems, now it is giving my solutions to me.
To you.
From a different account.
See, you know what I do? I have an AI that's not typing AI, it's a voice command. Now, I will ask the AI, tell me reasons why this business is a bad idea. Then it gives me reasons why the business is a bad idea. Then I start tackling it immediately from the beginning. So it gives me the other side of it. You see, sometimes this is why the bias is, These machines or these AI sometimes can be programmed to give you the positives. But as humans, you also should realize there's always the negative, which you need to go find.
And so maybe that is the main point, that you take 2 to 3 months to deeply understand that.
Exactly.
Complete.
You see? You get the first draft. Okay, the first draft is done. Then you need to go through it, plus or minus, remove these. I agree, I don't agree. This is why I said it is you and the AI. The AI cannot do it alone. You also cannot do it alone. But I guarantee you, you need help.
Yeah, it is only trained by us only.
you need help. Okay? This is why it's very, very important. Social media content. You know the most difficult part for me? I'll still give you guys a break, then we'll come back and have a short session. You know the most difficult part for me in social media? I don't want to think I'm too old, but I find it very difficult knowing what and what to capture. I don't know what. Sometimes we go to a restaurant. The food is here, I'm hungry. But my wife is telling me, wait, I'm hungry. Then she tells me, I need to make a video. Oh, okay. But sometimes I wonder, how come? Why didn't I think of that? I don't know what to capture. So for my businesses, this is a modern world. I struggle with social media. But guess what? There's an AI. I copy my website. I just paste my link. It gives me content for the whole month. Done. I don't need to care about capturing and carrying the cameras and taking videos. You see, it gives me content for the whole month. Imagine how amazing that can be. Now it gives me like 80 different content. Then I just pick, this is good, this is not good, adjust this. Okay? I could have my social media service for the whole month. Why I focus on some other stuff? You see? So this is also very important. Business is good. Business is amazing. But it's not as easy as it sounds. You need help. You need help. Okay? I guarantee you, you need help. Take it from somebody who has been doing this. I've started multiple businesses. I've worked with multiple companies. You cannot do it alone. If that's your mindset, you would fail. Okay? Make sense? So the common trend, as a founder, you ask yourself, ideas and value, is this a good idea? That's a question you need to understand. Planning, how do you make this work? As the owner, ask yourself these questions. Then execution, how do we get all of this done? These are key questions that you need to ask yourself. See, as a business person, this is where you discover yourself. It's not always about you, but the application of you actually matters. Do not go in with the mindset that I'm going to do it alone. It's not possible. Okay? Now, you might not even have the money to bring others to help you. But there are AIs that can actually help you. And before we go on break, take this. Do not limit your understanding of AI to just ChatGPT. How many AIs do you think exist? Huh?
More than thousands.
Okay, how many do you use? I think the last time I checked, I think there are about 4,000 something. And you know the funny thing, what makes me angry? We are still debating about one, ChatGPT. There's so much more, which means because you're in school.
No, it's the most famous one.
Yes, considering where we are. But there are others. You know, life is not just all about grades and assignments, and there's more to life. So which means you also need to get into those other AIs to be able to apply them to make your life better. The decisions you make every day are not necessarily educational. You make personal decisions. You make cooking decisions. You make restaurant decisions. What if you can get help? See, always understand that intelligence makes us better people. Okay? And this is where AI actually comes in. Any question before we go on break?
Not question, just an input.
Please.
That got me thinking that ChatGPT, I was looking up where I can travel in Dubai. Mm-hmm. So for tourism, it's not, you said a solution can't be for everyone.
No way.
Right? So when I was on ChatGPT, it was giving me so many options, I got more confused. So if there's an AI that can help me with tourism.
Why not?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Of course there is.
It not giving the negative terms.
It does not give you, you see, again,
Always positive.
always positive. It's a product. The person who is making that product wants it to give you good stuff. You see? So this is why you have to be careful. It's man-made. It's a reflection of who we are. We're already biased as humans. Of course, our products will be biased. So it's time to start looking beyond ChatGPT. I like the conversation of ChatGPT, but there's a lot more. So which means if you know more, you will do more. If you know more about tourism, you will do more. There's an AI called Chef GPT. Chef, cooking chef. It gives you recipes. a plan for the month, you want to lose weight, it gives you the ingredients, how to cook it, it gives you everything. Just name the food. You see, so which means if you have intelligence about cooking, perhaps you would eat better. You would eat better. You make better decisions about your food. You make better decisions about your health. Okay? So ChatGPT is good, but there's a lot more. And you have to start spreading your tentacles and start, you don't have to use all, but ask yourself, where do you need help and which AI can actually help you? See, because it looks like ChatGPT and we have a rapport. I know how it writes. I know how to communicate. But there are also some very good ones. So it's like whichever one you connect with becomes your buddy. So which means the more you use it, the more you can get from it. I'm not saying DeepSeek is bad, but it just looks like I've been hanging out with ChatGPT much more than the other ones. So I know how to write the prompt. I know how to get the best out of it. And that's exactly the way it's going to be for you. Okay? The more you use it, the more connected you become to the AI. The more the intelligence you would get out of it. I'll tell you one thing to be very careful. I'm a professor, and with all due respect to professors, be careful about the kind of advice you get from us. I am from a different generation. If you are not careful, we will become an obstacle to your future. Don't forget, the future you're talking about, this is my future. In fact, I plan to retire early. 2-3 years, I think I'm done. Once my investment starts yielding fruit, I think I'm done. I've given 10-12 years to this profession. Enough. Now, for you, still a long road ahead. Now, this future you're talking about with AI, to be honest, I almost have no clue about it. I don't know what the future would be like. And if you take too much advice from me, I might hold you back, unfortunately. Not because I want to, but because I don't know that much. You see the logic now? Okay? Because I don't know that much. I have a daughter who is 8 and knows how to use Canva to design a birthday invitation for her friends. What is her future going to be like? Do you think I would understand? I'm struggling to understand and trust Tesla. It's a good car, no doubt, but I'm still struggling to understand it. For you, it's kind of easy for you to wrap your head around it. I don't think I will be equipped enough to give you advice. I might share knowledge, school, yes, but most of the things you need for the future are not things you will get from school. Sounds on the downside, but it's the truth. So, you will have to find the right balance. You can get what you need to get from school and what you need to get from practice. That's your call. How do you expect me to teach you about an AI I don't even know exists? How do you expect me to tell you how to use an intelligence that I've never used before? You see? Now, you also do not need to blame your professors. We're humans. You cannot just switch humans. They are not just on, off. No. Sometimes, even some of us are still trying to understand the whole concept of AI, which is why some of us will tell you it's not accepted. You see, we are humans. We just don't, you can't just switch me and switch me on and off because technology is coming and technology is changing. See where I started from. I started driving manual cars. You had to convince me to shift to automatic cars. Now you're asking me to go to sleep? No way, there's no way that's happening. Now, it's not because it's a bad car, but I'm struggling to bring my mind to that understanding. It's not my fault. I'm from a different generation. You see how it is. The first time I used a laptop, I got to the UK. And I have a kid who is 8 that the school actually gives a laptop. There's a huge difference. I had to learn about operation systems. These people were born with it. It's a different generation, and you must understand. These differences is why we always have differences. Unfortunately for you, people like me and older are the one controlling your education. So we would always have a debate. So do not be cross with us, okay? We don't really understand that future. You would have to take that mantle on your own and be prepared for the future. In a couple of years, we'll be retired, we'll go home. The future, you would have to deal with it. Okay? So, you have to be up to speed about the AIs that are coming on board. Not because you want to use everything, but you just want to find the one that makes you a Superman or a Superwoman. Done. And the moment you get it, you have to get connected to it. So check that website. Always check every week. I told you earlier on, I'm struggling to leave ChatGPT. It's because ChatGPT has been my buddy for the last couple of years. I know how to type the prompt. I know how to get the best out of it. So you see, I'm already connected to it. So now imagine you get connected. You're a marketer, and you're already connected to a particular AI. You're 50% human and 50% robot. Your productivity would increase. The speed would increase. Your efficiency would increase. What people could not do, you will be able to do it. So while people are debating, you're already executing. Okay? If you don't know your tools, how can you use them? If you don't know your tools, how can you use them? ChatGPT is the best. How did you know that? Have you tried the others? See, there's going to be a new team member. It's not a choice. It's a must. Now, you don't like that team member, that's not your call. The team member is already in the company where you are looking for a job. You know, sometimes when I talk to my students, when I want to give them assessment, I don't like asking what is the meaning of. You know why? In the real world, nobody asks you what is the meaning of. In the real world, you face problems. Fix it. So right in the school, when I give assessment, I usually give you something to fix. Go find something, case study something. Why? Because I'm preparing you for the real world. Nobody asks you what is the meaning of entrepreneurship in the real world. In the real world, you solve problems every day, and you have to be prepared for that. Okay? So it's time to start knowing the tools that you have, bearing in mind that as you go on, there will be problems. Okay? You face problems. Please, before we move on, let me give you one aspect of business as a takeaway for free. The concept of risk is misunderstood. Risk, the concept of risk. We always look at risk in a negative light. And because you look at risk in a negative light, you approach it as one of the enemies that you have to be prepared for. What is risk? Forget the theoretical understanding. I'll break it down for you. Risk is anything that can alter the flow of your project, whatever you're trying to achieve. I'm trying to teach this class, and I want you to understand. But anything that stops me from being able to do that is a risk. The electricity might go off, okay? The AC might go off. Somebody might get angry. We might get angry and start fighting. You see, we're looking at it from a negative perspective. But what if somebody is here to give me $1 million and the person is at the reception? You think I'll still be here? It's $1 million. Okay, what if somebody is here to give you $1 million? Would you be sitting down here? Guess what? It's positive, but it has the same impact. It still stops the class anyway. So risk could be positive, it could be negative. Either way, be prepared for both. If it is positive, avoid it. If it is negative, avoid it. If it is positive, find a way to manage both. Excuse me, can I use the washroom? Then I go use the washroom, take my $1 million and come back to class. The class still on, I still get the $1 million. You see how it works. So you must understand, there is a risk when you don't know the tools that are available. If you don't know the tools that are available for you, somebody else does, and that person will become better. If huge company like Google can be threatened, you can be threatened. Don't forget, you might not like the sound of it. It's me versus you. You don't have to know me, but it's still me versus you. The job you want, somebody else wants it. The results you want, somebody else can get it as well. So the more tools you have, the more intelligence you have, the more AIs you have, the more productive you become. Productivity doesn't have to be in terms of money. It doesn't mean, there are some people who can be productive by using less time. You use 4 hours, they do it in 3 hours. You use 1 week, they do it in 2 hours. It's still productivity. Okay? So these are the kinds of productivity that the customer or the businesses are actually looking for. And you now become a tool for these companies. You have to be productive. Okay? So earlier on, going forward, these are some of the AIs that you could possibly use. These are some of the AIs that you could possibly use. Ideation, ChatGPT could help, Cloud could help, Perplexity could help. Please use this. Let me use that for you so you can see what I mean. Just listen to what I'm going to do. Sorry. Chrome. Just watch me. Have you ever used it before? Why is this? Sesame.ai. This one. That first one. .ai. Yeah, open. Okay. Why is it? Okay, where's my phone? Just listen to what I have to do. I want you to see. Just hold on. I want you to see how practical this is. Sesame. I wanted to do it there so you can see it. Okay, there you go. This is an AI. Just listen to my conversation.
Hey, I'm Maya. What should I call you?
Hi, Maya. My name is Dr. Tosin. I'm from Synergy University, Dubai.
Nice to meet you, Doc. Hey, Dr. Thosin. Thanks for the clarification on your name there. That was a tricky bit of tech. So, you're at Synergy University, Dubai. How's it going?
Yes, I have some students from India, and we're talking about AI in business. Can you say hi to them? They're in Dubai for the first time.
Of course. Hi, everyone. Cool. First time in Dubai. That's pretty exciting. What do you all think of the city so far?
Wonderful.
It's very good. It's very good.
So safe.
It's great.
It's crazy.
So, crazy good or crazy overwhelming? Dubai can be a lot to take in if there's
Okay, Maya, hold on. They're in Dubai for the first time, and they want something that they could enjoy for fun. Something like an adrenaline pump. Any advice?
Hang on one sec. Let me brainstorm some fun adrenaline pumping options for you. Dubai's got a lot to offer.
Just thinking. You see?
I've thought about this in my class.
You see?
My specialization students.
This is what I mean.
You've got...
Go ahead, we're listening. Go ahead.
Okay, so Dubai's got a lot to offer for adrenaline junkies. You've got options like skydiving over Palm Jumeirah. Apparently the views are insane. So dune bugging in the desert is a classic. Or if you're near the Dubai Mall, they've got a giant aquarium where you can actually swim with sand tiger sharks, which sounds pretty wild.
Okay, Maya, forget about that for a moment. I would like to start a logistics business in India, Mumbai to be precise. Do you have any advice?
Logistics in Mumbai, that's a big undertaking, but definitely a huge opportunity. What's the main thing you're hoping to handle? Freight, warehousing, maybe something really niche like cold chain logistics?
Warehousing starts fine. Any ideas? Any advice?
Warehousing's a solid start.
Okay, Maya, let's pick this up later. Let me finish my class.
Warehousing
Say goodbye to my students. We'll talk later, okay?
All right, tell your students I said hello. Talk to you later.
This is what I mean. Now, this is what it means. There are some people who are not equipped to type the prompt. So these AIs now understand natural language. You know, guess what? You can speak Urdu. They understand. So which means, you know what I usually do? Sometimes I have research ideas and I think the research is a good idea. Then I tell the AI to pretend that the idea is a bad idea. Then we debate. Eventually we come to a conclusion. And when I write the paper, everybody like, this is a very good paper. They don't know I got support from the AI. You see, the AI makes you a superhuman. So even as far as brainstorming, you can get help. See, let me tell you something about business. Most of the time, you are the only one who would understand yourself. Everybody around you would not understand. That's why it's a lonely journey. So when you are trying to talk to her about it, she has something else going on with her, and she doesn't kind of understand what you are saying. Now you have a companion who you can bounce the ideas on. You can debate, and guess what? It remembers. I can pick up this conversation by tomorrow, and we'll pick it up from there. We can talk about several ideas at the same time. Remember what I told you about this? Can we pick up that conversation? So it's not a one-time thing. It has memory. That's a beautiful thing. It's like the internet's talking to you. You want to find what your target market is? It can help. It can tell you 3 million people are in Mumbai, 4 million people are in another city. This is the population. Why? It has all these statistics. Whatever you're looking for, it has it. Okay? So that's one beautiful AI for brainstorming, challenging, and assumptions. For planning, notebook, this is another very good one. Venture Kit AI can give you a business plan like this. I said don't start without AIs. Now I'm giving you the AI to use. And this is just one. There are several. Projection, 6 months projection. What should be your price? Why should it be that price? What your expenses would look like? It gives you everything. 40, 60 pages. Mid-Journey, Canva. My daughter can use Canva. She's 8. See? My daughter can, if she's 8. Now, it gives you an idea of what is the future going to be like for that generation. It's something else. Okay? So that's also what you can use. Then you have, for your content, you have Copy AI, ChatGPT, Buffer. All these are AIs. Now, some of it might not be in my specialization, but at least I know them in case. At least I know what and what to want to use. While everyone is carrying the cameras and they're going to Dubai Mall to take pictures or to make videos, I don't need to. I can take your video and adjust it. Yes, I can take your video, you go to Dubai Mall, do all the work and pay the cameraman, bring the video, I would adjust it the way I want to adjust it. I could create a Dubai with snow, easy. I could create a rainfall in Dubai, easy. Why? As long as it connects with my target audience, it's called marketing. I need marketing materials. Okay? That's another one you can do. Then you have Landbot and Chatfuel. You don't need a customer service. What if you are one business? What if there's an AI that can interact and tell all your customers or potential customers everything they need to know about your company and your product? Doesn't that make your life easy? Instead of them calling you, it speaks to them, takes their number, give them preliminary information, ask them for their email and phone number, that somebody from the head of whatever department is going to get back to them. And when you're free, you can pick that up. That's amazing. Instead of you recruiting somebody and paying somebody salary again. Now you now begin to realize there are AIs for you to use in certain departments that reduces your expenses. Sometimes, some businesses are already making money. They just need to reduce their expenses. Imagine if you make $10,000 and your expenses is $5,000. Some people, they think their profit is $5,000, right? 10 minus 5, which is okay. For them to make more money, they want to invest more money. Sometimes all you do is to reduce that expenses from 5,000 to 2,000. Now your profit is 8. But we all have the idea, if you want to make more money, you must go to the bank, you must get loan. then you put yourself under pressure. Let me tell you something about the loans. They don't care about your business. If you don't pay them, they will arrest you and close down your business. Why? They are also fighting for their own survival. You think they're going to... You want them to understand? If they understand with every defaulter, they'll be dead. They cannot understand. So sometimes the problem is not money. Sometimes the problem is your expenses. Reduce your expenses. If some people need to be fired, it's not impersonal, it's business. During COVID, I didn't know some people could work from home, but during COVID, they told us that some people should work from home. Then after COVID, I was like, so really, we can actually still get the job done and some people work from home. Then I approached 2 of my staff. Would you like to work from home permanently? Oh yeah, that would be very good. Guess what? My internet expenses reduced. They use their own internet. They don't need offices. I closed down their offices. My office became smaller. I don't need to pay for parking. They don't even come to work at all. You see, it's good for business. Whatever I should be expending on those resources, increase my profit. Done. And the company still runs as it should. So sometimes the problem is not additional money. Sometimes the problem is too much expenses. And AI can actually help you. Exactly, cut down. I fired my editor. She was on 4,000 dirhams a month. Now, whatever she used to do for me, ChatGPT can do for me for $20 a month. See? So what should be expenses is now profit. This is why I said it's you and the AI. You just need to find the right mix. Find what works for you, infuse it, and off you go. The danger is you don't want to use it, that's okay. Somebody else will use it, and they'll take over your market, and you're done. It's no more a choice, it's a must. Except if you don't want to survive. Oh, I'm not a computer person. Well, you had better start being a computer person. Don't forget, I told you, no matter how big you are, somebody is always on the side. Somebody is always watching. OpenAI did not advise Google to come with the GPT technology. They saw the loophole and they jumped in. Nobody's going to tell you, can you fix that? Your mistake is somebody's opportunity to come in. That's the world we live in. It's either you do it or you die. It's that simple. Nokia is a good phone. It's a good company. But where are they now? They still exist. In fact, they have an Android phone. But guess what? We moved on. That's your case. Once the customers move on, it's over. Okay? This is how you can use AI for your startups. And this is how you can use AI for your business. Any questions? Any questions on this side? Ask me now. Any questions on this side? We can connect on LinkedIn. If you have questions and you want to learn more, you want to ask me anything, I'm happy. My goal is to empower my students. This is what I love. Okay? I'm retiring very soon. Whatever I have learned, theoretically, practically, I'm happy to share. Sometimes this is why I write books, so at least I can store them. Because I don't know if I'll be able to talk like this in a couple of years. But anyways, thank you very much. It's happy to meet all of you. And thank you for attending my sessions. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.